Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to the final week 6 of 6 in my 6-week countdown to Halloween series. I made a bespoke box to hold the, let me get this out, these Tic Tac boxes. They weigh 49 grams. I don't know what that is in imperial measurements. But the box measures 3 3/8, and at its widest it's about 7/8 inches. So making these little boxes, it's a great way to use up scraps of paper. To make the box base you will need 6 3/8 inches by 6 1/2 inches. In metric this will be slightly larger. You'll need cardstock that measures 17 by 17 centimeters. So let's do the imperial first. On the short side, that's the 6 3/8 inch side. So you score at 1/2 inch, 1 3/8 inches, 5 inches, and 5 7/8 inches. Then you rotate the cardstock clockwise a 1/4 turn and you score at 7/8. Now this will be the front of your box. 2 7/8, 3 3/4, and 5 3/4. So in metric you score one side at 1.5 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 13 centimeters, and 15.5 centimeters. Then you rotate it clockwise a 1/4 turn and you score at 2.5, 7.5, 10, and 15 centimeters. So on the 6 1/2 inch side, so this is the long panel, so you want the long panels upright. And you want to cut along these straight lines along here, all the way up, and where the score line groove is, you want to cut on either side of it so it doesn't leave a mark. And do the same on the other side. Fold all the flaps back like so, and then you get these little bits of in between the score lines, so you just snip all those off. So with a 3/4 inch tab at the top, that will be your box lid. So this is the top. You want to cut all the way down to this second panel here, the end of the second panel. So that's your lid for the top. Okay. Oh, I don't believe it. I forgot to record it. Right. Measure the top, and that is the 3/4 inch one, so that will be your lid. So with the lid facing you, you cut down that panel to the end of the second panel. Okay, so this will be your lid here. You're going to have to round off those corners in a minute. Then I folded these two bits in and I cut off the little tabs at the end there with that 1/2 inch score line. Okay, then I mitered the corners. So that essentially is your box. Now we have to round the corners. Oh, what a prize chump. I forgot to switch the record button on. So anyway, this is the detailed trio punch, and it has 3 functions. There's one here with an oval hole which will punch out a tag, a hole for your tag. This one is a pretty detail for a corner of your project, and this one is actually a corner rounder, so you need to butt it up until it's hard against the guidelines here, and then punch. And you turn your cardstock so you can get out the opposite side, and you also have to punch the flaps for the box here. So again, you fold the paper so that it will fit inside the punch, like so, and you do the same for the other side. Okay, so right, that's all punched. Now we can start to glue. So I'm going to pop a bit of glue on here, and these two sides need to go in like that. So I'm just going to hold it on the grid paper until it bonds. It might help if you fold the flap in as well, because that will ensure that it is straight. Okay, and then do the same for this side. Now, because you've mitered the corners, you don't want it hard flush against the work surface, because then your box will bow in like that. So you need to make sure that these are straight. Okay, if I fold that over, the flap over, that will ensure that it is. Hold it until it bonds. I'll put my Tic Tac box in to make sure it closes. The other cardstock you need is a bit of pumpkin pie to die cut the pumpkin from the seasonal swirl dies. There's a pumpkin here that I used, so I've already pre-die cut it to save time. This was a piece of scrap I had from a previous project. It's already got adhesive sheet on the back, and it's black glitter paper, and I die cut a gate with that. I haven't done it yet, so I shall have to go and do that. What else do I need? Tuxedo Black Memento ink, Smoky Slate ink, and the Basic Black stamping blends. Basic black piece to go on top of the box, and that measures 1 3/4 by 3 3/8. In metric, that will be 4 centimeters by 8 centimeters. You also need some metallic paper. This is a new type of silver foil paper. It's actually got 3 colours in it, so it's got the brushed silver, the mirrored charcoal, and I don't know what this other one is, a matte charcoal. So I'm using the matte charcoal, and it's got a purplish hue to it. It comes in a pack with 3 12 by 12 sheets, 1 7/8 by 3.5 inches. So you want to glue this on top of your box first. Now, for my original project, I didn't die cut the moon from the Frightfully Cute stamp set because I wanted to stamp the silhouette witch, and so therefore it wasn't perfectly round. So I'll do that again. In the meantime, I will cut some star apertures here. You can see there I've cut the stars. I'm not going to bother to save the stars. They're too little and fiddly to work with. But I'll use the cutting sandwich, platform 1, platform 2, which is the thin die adapter, platform 3, put my things I want die cut. So I want the glitter gate, the hat I've already done, so I'm just going to cut a few apertures of the stars on here, and I'll go and do that off camera. I'll be back. So you can use the stars again, but they're just too little and fiddly, so I'm not going to bother. Now put some Tombow adhesive on the back. You want to make sure you don't put too much on, because if this seeps out from underneath, it's going to spoil the look of your foil. And leave that to dry, best not to fiddle with it. And this hat also came from the Frightful Tags dies. I love these dies. You see, you can use all these again. Only the spider's web is specific to Halloween, but you can use that as a sorting hat for a Harry Potter card. You can use the silhouette trees for autumn or whatever. You can use the owl for any occasion really. And these are just label dies. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatos, because if I want to stamp the witch several times, this is my scrap piece of cardstock in basic white. I'll stamp off and then stamp on. Now I'm going to put my witch over there and stamp it several times in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. I'm going to fussy cut round it. It won't be perfect. I forgot, you also need pumpkin pie. So I'm going to stamp the greeting. I'm going to use this label die to die cut the greeting. So I'll be back. Glue the witch first, and I'm only planning to glue to the bottom bit so that it doesn't get sticky on the back, on the exposed bit. Do the gate, peel off the backing paper, and hopefully the rest of it will pop out. Wasn't very lucky there, it's still inside. Pop the gate on there so that you can still see the witch's broom. Add some glue dots to the pumpkin and take a little strip of this paper from the cute Halloween designer series paper. I want this flat. Oh. And then with the hat, I'm going to colour the band in the darker colour and the buckle in the lighter black. Put a wink of Stella on it. Glue dots on the hat. Ta-da! And that's finished. So I hope you've enjoyed my Halloween countdown series, and next week I'll be back with some autumnal projects. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, share my project if you like it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.